Good morning, children. In the previous session, we have studied about the Mughal Empire. How was Mughal Empire established? Today, we are going to learn about the important Mughal emperors. Mughal emperors who ruled Mughal Empire. So, their administration and major campaigns and what were the major events took place during their reign, we are going to learn here. We studied that Babur established the Mughal Empire. The first emperor of Mughal Empire was Babur. His rule starts from 1526 to 1530. Babur ruled the Mughal Empire in India from 1526 to 1530. That is the period. In 1525, Babur defeated Ibrahim Lodi. We know that Ibrahim Lodi was a Delhi Sultan and belonged to the Lodi dynasty. So Ibrahim Lodi was defeated by Babur in 1526. Then also his Afghan supporters Ibrahim Lodi and his Afghan supporters were defeated at the Battle of Panipat. This battle, so where it was conducted, Battle of Panipat. In Panipat, Babur defeated Ibrahim Lodi and captured Delhi. So here in 1526, he defeated Rana Sanga. That means Babur is again capturing many of the other regions also. 1526, Babur defeated Rana Sanga. He was the Rajput ruler there. Also other allies, Rajput rulers and also other allies, his groups at Kanwa. Babur defeated Rana Sanga, Rajput rulers and other allies at Kanwa. In 1526, he defeated the Rajputs at Chanderi. There were many Rajput dynasties, Rajput families or Rajput dynasties. So here in 1528, Babur defeated the Rajputs at Chanderi and established his control over Agra and Delhi before his death. The period of Babur is 1526 to 1530. Before his death, he captured these many territories. He waged wars in 1526, 26 and 27 and 28. So these periods, Babur established a strong empire in Delhi, Agra and surrounding areas. After Babur, after his death, Humayun becomes the ruler of Delhi or become the Mughal emperor. Humayun's period we can find out in 1530 to 1540. This period, then there is a small gap. So again Mughal rulers are losing power there 1530 to 40. Then again 1555 to 56, that is a period of Humayun. So we will study in the coming classes about what happened in between this 1540 to 1555. That means a 15 years gap. Mughals lost power there. Who ruled or who are coming to power, that we will study about the Afghan rulers are capturing power in Delhi. So this short period. Now Humayun divided his inheritance according to the will of his father. We know that generally there was a system that when after the death of an emperor or king, if there are many sons, the eldest son becomes the ruler. That is what the inheritance they followed. Many of the rulers followed here. But Humayun divided his inheritance according to the will of his father. Like his father, what was the will of his father? According to the father's will and desire, Humayun divided the kingdom into parts. Here we know that he had brothers also. Each brother was given a province. He divided the vast empire into different provinces and each province was given to each brother. The ambitions of his brother Mirza Kamran weakened Humayun's cause against Afghan competitors. We know that Humayun's brother Mirza Kamran was against him. So he wanted to capture the whole Mughal empire. So that always he was against Humayun, and when Humayun had waged wars against the Afghans or also Afghans were a threat for the Mughal Empire. He was not much successful during that period. He could not defeat the Afghans because of his own brother was always against him. During this period, Sher Khan or Sher Shah, we often study about him, Sher Shah or Sher Khan, he defeated Humayun at Chauza in 1539. Okay, so we study that 1540 to 1555 period, the Mughals lost power. So Sher Khan, he defeated Humayun at Chauza in 1539 and again in Kanauj about 1540. So this period when two battles fought between the Humayun and Sher Khan. So Sher Khan defeated Humayun at Chauza in 1539, again at Kanauj 1540, so that he was forced to flee to Iran. Humayun left the kingdom and Mughal Empire and he ran away to Iran. In Iran, Humayun received help from Safavid Shah. So the ruler of Iran was Safavid Shah. He gave support to Humayun and he recaptured Delhi in 1555. See here, 15 years the Afghan rulers are ruling in India or Delhi here. Now again Humayun got the help from Safavid Khan Shah in Iran, and again he is capturing back Delhi in 1555. But he died the next year after an accident from the building. So that history says that in the library, upstairs of the library, Humayun fell down and he was injured and died. And so this is the period of Humayun 1530 to 40, 1555 to 56. That is a period, and after he died. So during that period, whatever the important battles, he fought two battles with the Afghans in 1539 at Chauza and 1540 at Kanauj. In this battle, he was defeated and he had to flee to Iran. Now coming to another ruler, Akbar. After the death of Humayun, Akbar becomes the ruler. We know that Akbar was very young when he got power. That is at the age of 13 years he became the emperor of India or emperor of Delhi. His reign or his rule is divided into three periods. Akbar ruled a long period of time. Okay, here we can find here 1556 after the death of Humayun. He became the ruler in 1556 up to 1605. So that long period we can find 1556 to 1605. That was the period of Akbar. His reign or rule was divided into three periods. We can find here 1556 to 1570. That is the first period, as we know that he was very young in age. Akbar became independent of regent Bairam Khan. Who was the regent Bairam Khan? Akbar, when he was very young boy and young child, there was a guardian who is known as Bairam Khan. His name was Bairam Khan, guardian to take care of the administration. As a guardian or regent, Bairam Khan took care of the administration. And when also here Akbar became independent of the regent Bairam Khan and other members of his domestic staff. He started ruling independently. So military campaigns were launched against the Suris and other Afghans against the neighboring kingdoms of Malwa and Gondwana to suppress the revolt of his half brother Mirza Hakim. So here the Mirza Hakim is Akbar's half brother, and he also was against Akbar. So many of the revolts Akbar had to face during his period. There Suris and other Afghans and also the kingdoms of Malwa and Gondwana was against Akbar. So he had military campaigns. He had military campaigns against these rulers and suppressed this he had to suppress all these revolts also. At the same time, we can find Uzbeks also. Uzbeks, we can find the Mongol rulers also from the Uzbekistan also were a threat to the rulers in India, or the Mughal rulers. So in 1568, the Shishodia capital of Chittor, that all we can find out in the Rajput region or Rajputana region. The 1568, the Shishodia capital of Chittor was also captured or seized, and in 1569 Ranthambore. So Akbar was successful in capturing these regions. The Shishodia capital of Chittor was captured in 1569. Again, and also 1568 the Shishodia capital of Chittor, and 1569 Ranthambore. These were the regions in the Rajputana area was captured by Akbar. Again, his second period of rule starts from 1570 to 1585. This is the second period of Akbar. So military campaigns he started against Gujarat, and also other campaigns in the east of Bihar and Bengal, Orissa. So in the west, Gujarat was also he started his military campaign. Towards the east, Bihar, Bengal and Odisha also his military campaign started. So these campaigns were also complicated by the 1579 to 1580 revolt in support of Mirza Hakim. Since Akbar's half brother Mirza Hakim was always against him. So that this revolt also was very complicated when his campaigns towards these regions also very complicated, because his own half brother was against him. So in 1585 to 1605, that is the third period, we can find up to the end of Akbar's rule. Expansion of Akbar's empire started. Largely their campaigns were launched in the northwestern regions of India. Now we have studied already during this period, before the first and second half of his reign, he captured the regions, and he had military campaigns towards the west and east direction. Now northwest regions also military campaigns are starting here. So Kandahar, that is in the present day Afghanistan, was seized from the Safavids. So the Kandahar from Afghanistan was captured from Safavids. Kashmir was also annexed in the north. We know that Kashmir was annexed. Also Kabul, that is also in the Afghanistan region. After the death of Mirza Hakim, these all the regions were easily captured by Akbar. So campaigns in the Deccan also started. That means the South India, coming towards the south now. Deccan region also started. Berar, Khandesh and parts of Ahmednagar was also annexed with the Mughal Empire. So that all we can find out in the South Indian Maharashtra region also. The Deccan region, South Indian region also was captured. Berar, Khandesh and Ahmednagar also were annexed with the Mughal Empire. So in the last years of his reign, Akbar was distracted by some of the rebellion, which was especially the Prince Salim. He was known as Jahangir in future. Prince Salim was against him, and he revolted to capture the power from Akbar. Okay, so the last years before his death, he was always distracted by the rebellion of his own son, or Prince Salim, the future emperor of Jahangir. Okay, so these are the most important Mughal rulers, Babur, Humayun and Akbar. So in the next class we will study about other rulers, Jahangir, Shah Jahan and Aurangzeb.